Good morning, everyone. I want to welcome you back and thank you for joining us. We are glad that you're here. I'm Steve.
And I'm Scott.
And together we are the excited Backyard Musing Science and Technology channel.
Yep, and we've got another one for a good one for you this morning. We're talking about ice age forests and a lost world.
Crazy. This is cool, man. Ancient DNA preserved in seabed sediments suggests Doggerland, not making that up, hosted temperate forests far earlier than expected. Forests covered parts of Doggerland, the now submerged landmass beneath the North Sea, thousands of years earlier than scientists once thought. So, Scott, I want to ask you, do you think that this is Atlantis, the sunken city of Atlantis? Yes or no?
I'll get back to you on that one.
I say no because Atlantis is a submerged city in the Pegasus star system outside of our galaxy.
Wait a minute. No. Atlantis was a landmass. I think it was off the coast of either Africa or Europe.
No. It is a city that had like a force field barrier that sunk to the bottom to escape an imminent attack of their enemies that would have wiped them out. They submerged and went below.
And all except for Aquaman, right?
Right. There was no Aquaman, no.
Wait. Oh, see. Yeah, there's where we agree to disagree.
Okay. Continuing on, the conclusion comes from a large study of sedimentary ancient DNA, sedaDNA is what it's called, led by researchers at the University of Warwick. Would you like to know more?
The results indicate that Doggerland may have served as a favorable refuge for plants, animals, and possibly humans long before forests became common across Britain and northern Europe. The study, published in Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, PNAS, on March 10th of this year, found evidence that temperate tree species such as oak, elm, and hazel were present more than 16,000 years ago. The researchers also identified DNA from a tree genus believed to have disappeared from the region about 400,000 years ago. The data further suggests that parts of Doggerland remained above water during major flooding events, including the Storegga tsunami about 8,150 years ago. Some areas appear to have persisted until roughly 7,000 years ago.
Wow, is all I can say.
Okay, if you believe it. Yeah.
If you believe it. Professor Robin Ullaby at the University of Warwick and lead author of this study says, quote, by analyzing sedaDNA from southern Doggerland at a scale not seen before, we have reconstructed the environment of this lost land from the end of the last ice age until the North Sea arrived, as if it was transported there. We unexpectedly found trees thousands of years earlier than anyone expected, and evidence that the North Sea fully formed later than previous thought. And I want to point out, this is not an April Fool's story. Not.
We wouldn't do that to you. Quote, from a human perspective, this is the best evidence that Doggerland's wooded environment could have supported early Mesolithic communities prior to flooding and may help explain why relatively little early Mesolithic evidence survives on mainland Britain today, unquote.
Before rising sea levels flooded the region, Doggerland formed a land connection between Britain and mainland Europe. Oh, wow. Over time,
there's not very much room there.
No, it's not. That's like the
English Channel.
The tunnel between France and Britain. That could be like right there.
Okay.
Huh.
All right.
Over time, the advancing sea submerged this landscape and created what is now the North Sea. While scientists already knew that forests eventually grew there, the timing of when trees first appeared and how favorable the region was for early human populations has remained uncertain.
To explore these questions, researchers analyzed sedimentary ancient DNA from 252 samples taken from 41 marine sediment cores along the prehistoric Southern River. This was chosen for its well-preserved sediments and potential to reveal past habitats. These samples allowed the team to reconstruct the ecological history of Doggerland from around 16,000 years ago, until the region was finally submerged.
Now, we're making fun of this, but man, this is sounding more and more interesting as we go into the story. This is...
I'm not making fun. I'm not making fun.
Well, I've been making fun. Sorry. Well, I said we just to lessen the blow. It's me, basically.
Okay.
Right.
I think this is serious stuff here.
I'm telling you. Yeah. The analysis shows that temperate woodland species, including oak, elm, and hazel, appeared thousands of years earlier than suggested by pollen records from Britain. Lime, Tilia, a tree that prefers warmer conditions, also shows up roughly 2,000 years earlier than previously documented in mainland Britain. This pattern suggests that parts of Doggerland may have served as a northern refuge for certain tree species during the last ice age. Researchers also discovered DNA belonging to Pterocarya, and that's spelled Pterocarya, a relative of the walnut tree that scientists believe disappeared from northwestern Europe about 400,000 years ago. Its presence indicates that the species survived in this region far longer than previously recognized.
And they're finding this all out from cores.
In the sea.
Into the ocean.
In the sea.
Fascinating. The study supports growing evidence that small-scale microrefugia allowed temperate plant species to survive northern Europe's ice age conditions, which we talked earlier about ice age, right? Helping explain Reed's paradox, how trees recolonized the region so rapidly after the last ice age retreated.
The presence of woodland habitats in southern Doggerland 16,000 years ago suggests the area may have offered rich ecological resources for humans, including forest animals such as boars, long before the emergence of early peoples such as the well-documented Megalomosian culture around 10,300 years ago.
Co-author Professor Vincent Gaffney at the University of Bradford says, quote, "For many years, Doggerland was often described as a land bridge, only significant as a route for prehistoric settlement of the British Isles. Today, we understand that Doggerland was not only a heartland of early human settlement, but also that the presence of the landmass may have provided a refuge for plants and animals and acted as a fulcrum for how prehistoric communities settled and resettled northern Europe over millennia." You know, somebody needs to make a movie.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, this would be a cool movie. I'd go see this. This would almost be like, did you ever see the movie with Raquel Welch called 1 Million Years BC?
Yeah. This could be a love story, Scott. This could be a love story.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay.
Let's do it, man. Sign the NDA.
I'm pretty intrigued about this. That there was all these trees and animals and people in that area that many years ago. That's pretty crazy.
It's now submerged like Zealandia
and Atlantis.
All right, folks. Thanks for joining us. I found this fascinating. Hopefully you did too.
Very cool. All right. We'll see you all later on this afternoon.